Well, the Supreme Court will today take up a petition demanding the scientific survey of the Wazukhana and the surroundings that have been sealed areas of the disputed Gyanvapi complex in Uttar Pradesh's Varanasi. The Wazukhana or the ablution area was sealed in 2022 following a Supreme Court order. According to the Hindu side, the fountain-like structure in the Wazukhana is a Shivling. So today is going to be extremely significant because the Supreme Court is going to take up the petition that is demanding a scientific survey of the Wazukhana and the surrounding areas that, remember, had been sealed. These are the sealed areas from within the Gyanvapi complex. When the survey had been conducted, this was an area that had been sealed completely. This is an area where devotees are also currently not being allowed inside. And now a petition has been filed in the Supreme Court, and the top court is going to take up the petition today and hear arguments on the scientific survey to be conducted of the Wazukhana and the surrounding areas that were sealed. So the Wazukhana is the ablution area. This was sealed in 2022 after the Supreme Court had given its order in this regard. And the Hindu side has said that there is a fountain-like structure. These are the visuals on your screens. This is a fountain-like structure that has been found in the Wazukhana. So the Hindu side, the temple side, has said that this is actually a Shivling, and that's the reason why it needs to be protected. So a scientific survey needs to be conducted to prove that it was indeed a Shivling where prayers were conducted. Legal editor Harish Nair is joining us on the broadcast with the details of what's expected today. Well, Harish, in 2022, the area had been sealed completely, but the Hindu side has always maintained that this fountain-like structure is actually a Shivling. So what's expected in the Supreme Court today?
Yes, that's right, Pratibha. Very crucial hearing as far as the Gyanvapi row is concerned. The Supreme Court will today be hearing two petitions filed by the 7 women Hindu devotee petitioners through Advocate Vishnu Shankar Jain. Number one, they will seek lifting, that is the revocation of the order whereby the Supreme Court had on 19 May last year, that is 2023, sealed the entire Wazukhana area from where a Shivling was recovered. Second petition says that after the desealing of the area, the Supreme Court should order an archaeological survey of India, that is the ASI survey, or in fact a scientific survey, or even excavation if required, of the entire Wazukhana area, and basically to ascertain the nature of the Shivling-like structure, because they say, Advocate Vishnu Shankar Jain says that once and for all this controversy should be settled, because the Muslim side is saying it's a fountain, it's a favara, but the Hindu side is asserting that it is a Shivling. So to end this controversy, the Hindu side has sought a comprehensive ASI survey of the Wazukhana area from where a Shivling has been recovered. Remember, in fact, the 7 women Hindu petitioners and Advocate Vishnu Shankar Jain, as we know, they are on a roll because after 3 back-to-back victories in the courts, number one, the Allahabad High Court had upheld the maintainability of the right to worship suit filed by them. Number 2, they have got a favorable ASI report in their hands. And number 3, as we know, recently, after the Varanasi court had ordered reopening of the Vyasji ki Tehkhana, prayers have already begun. So bolstered and boosted by 3 back-to-back court orders in their favor. Today, the Supreme Court will be hearing the petition filed by the 7 women Hindu petitioners through Advocate Vishnu Shankar Jain, seeking a comprehensive ASI survey of the Wazukhana area from where the Shivling was recovered, and they may also seek desealing of
the Supreme Court.
Definitely. The thing is that now the people of the country has come out to dig the truth. The thing is that which have been hidden since ages actually. आप देखिए कि सदियों से हमारे देवादिदेव महादेव के मंदिर को वजूखाने के अंदर कैद करने की जो इन्होंने कोशिश की है, अब वो सब चीजें एक्सपोज हो गई हैं। और आप देखिए अभी सर्वे का ऑर्डर लेने के लिए हम लोग सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाना पड़ रहा है। कितना दुर्भाग्य है इस देश का। दुनिया का कोई एक ऐसा देश बता दीजिए जहां पर कि बहुसंख्यक समुदाय को अपने आराध्य देव की मुक्ति के लिए और वो तथाकथित अल्पसंख्यक समुदाय के दबाव में आकर के और मान लीजिए सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में जाना पड़ रहा हो। ये मुझे लगता है कि एक बड़ा दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण स्थिति है। पता नहीं कैसे फिर वो कहते हैं भाईचारे की बात करते हैं, गंगा जमुनी तहजीब की बात करते हैं, और इतने बड़े जो स्तंभ है, इतना बड़ा स्थान है, इतना पवित्र स्थान है जो दुनिया के लोग जानते हैं काशी को, उसके बावजूद भी अपने आप उनकी समझ में नहीं आ रहा ये।
जी, लेकिन विनोद बंसल जी, जब when it was found, when this structure had been found, Hindu side had said कि बाबा मिल गए, लेकिन मस्जिद साइड ने ये कहा था कि ये एक फवारा है, this is a fountain. That's the claim that had been made by the masjid side.
No, but the question is that they could not prove until now, और नहीं वो कर सकते। ये तो आस्था और विश्वास का मामला है, कोई इसको पत्थर समझता है वो मेरे लिए भगवान है। Now we will have to prove it कि what he is। और दूसरी बात ये भी है कि जब हम कह रहे हैं कि सर्वे कराओ ना, साइंटिफिक सर्वे से आप क्यों भाग रहे हैं? अगर आपको लगता है कि यही है तो ठीक है, आप वहां अड़े रहो, लेकिन कम से कम सर्वे से तो मत भागो ना। व्हाई यू आर अपोजिंग टू दैट? आप सर्वे से क्यों भाग रहे हैं? इसका मतलब साफ साफ है आपके मन में चोर है जिसको आप छुपाना चाहते हैं।
ओके, ऑलराइट,
द ट्रुथ शुड कम आउट।
ठीक है, तो आज जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट टेक्स अप द पिटिशन एंड इफ अ गो ahead is given for the scientific survey, it could be extremely significant. You're saying that if the masjid side had said it is a fountain, they should not object to it because the scientific survey is only going to establish what the structure actually is. So let's take you through what really happened and why this is extremely significant. The reason why several devotees, remember, in 2022 had said Baba mil gaye. In 2023 when the survey had been conducted, this is what had been found. It was extremely significant. These are the inside visuals from the complex. Let's tell you how, why and where this has been found and why it's so significant. This Wazu tank was being used for ablutions. It was drained completely when the survey had been conducted. This was in the presence, remember, of the ASI officials. So it was in the presence of the Archaeological Survey of India. After this, the Shivling was reportedly found. The visuals of it here on your screens. This was the structure that had been found inside, and the Hindu side said that this was a victory in itself because this establishes that there was a Shivling here and the entire tank had been drained completely. So that's how it had been found. But let's tell you where exactly it has been found and why that is significant as well. Because in the survey that will be conducted, in the demand that has been made as well, the demand, or instead is it a Shivling? So where it has been found is extremely significant. And look at it, the Wazu tank is directly in front of the Nandi statue. Remember, if the temple is on the other side, the Nandi statue is faced towards this side, and that's where the Wazu tank has been found, where the Shivling-like structure is there. So the Hindu side saying this very clearly proves that it is indeed a Shivling because the Nandi statue faces towards that way. As you've seen in several temples, in all the temples across the country, the Nandi is always facing the deity. So the Hindu side has said, the temple side has said that this indeed proves that the Wazukhana area is actually an area where the Shivling structure was there. So the significance of it, of course, being that Nandi bull is right in front of Lord Shiva's statue in every temple, and that proves the claim that the temple committee has been talking about, that the temple side has been talking about. And traditionally, as we've spoken of, traditionally every single time in every temple, the Nandi statue is always facing towards the idol. So the Hindu side says that this is the extremely significant focus point which proves that this was indeed a Shivling. So Harish, just going back into what had happened, when the structure had been looked at by the officials as well and the structure had come out, remember, the Anjuman Intizamiya committee had said that this is indeed a fountain and nothing else. But the Hindu side had said that there is clear evidence that this is actually a Shivling. And these are the arguments that are going to come up in the court today.
Yes, that's right, Pratibha. In fact, the Hindu side contends that the recovery, the discovery of the Shivling in the Wazukhana it was a turning point in the fight in the Gyanvapi case, and their fight was bolstered. In fact, the new petition today, which is coming up in the Supreme Court seeking an ASI survey of the Wazukhana from where the Shivling was found, was in fact came after they were bolstered and encouraged by a very favorable ASI report which recently came. And according to the Hindu side, the 7 women petitioners and their lawyer leading the charge from the front, Vishnu Shankar Jain, the ASI report conclusively, in fact, conclusively says that the character of the entire Kashi, the Gyanvapi complex is that of a temple, and they say that the ASI report goes on to show that there are 400 pieces of evidence in their support, which screams that this structure is nothing but a Hindu religious structure, and it is very clear that 17th century Aurangzeb had demolished the temple to construct a mosque. In fact, we know what the ASI report had thrown up. They call it around 400 pieces of evidence of particularly of distinctive Hindu religious character, including 8 Shivlings, several idols of Ma Shringar Gauri and Nandi, Vishnu, Shiv and Hanuman. They were claiming, and says that before that the discovery of the Shivling is also a turning point. They assert that this is a Shivling, while the Muslim side asserts that this is a fountain. And they also, the biggest 3 points raised by Muslim side while opposing any such petition, or opposing any such petition, is that they go on to say that such exercise is in violation of Places of Worship Act.
Okay.
Number 2, Supreme Court should not entertain any more petitions of the Hindu side at a time when they are seized of the main maintainability suit, and they say that till Supreme Court decides on the maintainability of the original suit filed, right to worship suit filed by the Hindu side, Supreme Court should not issue any such